So my name is Barrett Elder. I am a Adobe Express enthusiast. I'm not an expert, but I do want to go through and show you guys everything that it has to offer. I did pitch this would be a top 10 things. I did cheat. I actually added an 11th. There's so many things that I use this for day to day from my work. I'll dive through some of that a little bit. But we'll get started here. So this is adobeexpress.com or express.adobe.com. That's how you can find it. You're welcome to join along with me if you'd like. But I do want to go ahead and jump in immediately and say, an honorable mention that didn't make my list is the collaboration that you can do within Adobe Express. You can work with your peers on documents, which I think is very cool. But I will go ahead and start diving in straight into my first one, which is removing a photo background. This is something I do all the time. So this is the homepage. I will start actually walk through here first. This is the homepage. You can navigate a few different ways. So it has a lot of different options. It starts with the For You page because this is what most people use. And I will be going through a lot of the things that you'll see on this page, or you can dump into photo. Like I just said, I was going to start talking about photos, so I can come to this photo page and talk here. You can also navigate vertically over here, and we'll walk through a few of these as well. But we are going to start right here with removing a background. So you could come here and click Remove Background. Or you can start from your content and remove a background directly inside a photo. I'll go ahead and start here in the quick actions. And I will go ahead and start with just a photo of Big Al. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. So you can see it's immediately removing this background and it's already done. And so it automatically has a transparent background, which is awesome. You can also, if you want to add any backgrounds to it, I'm going to go ahead and click on one just to show you how clean this edge is all the way around. You can see there's really no issues all the way across. It really cut it very nicely. Um, but usually I keep mine transparent. I can go ahead and save that. I can open it in an editor. Often I will save these to use in different, excuse me, uh, projects that I'm working on. I'm going to go ahead and download this one. It's automatically saved to my computer, and I will come back to that and use it later. I'm going to show you, you can, in a different way, you can do this with a big group as well. So this is just a random photo of a family that I found on Google. I apologize if this is anyone's family. But what I did this time was I went ahead and opened it into that main editor. And I can come here and remove background. I can erase things. I can remove objects. And we'll dive into all of these in just a little bit. I'm going to click remove background and it does a pretty good job. Again, there's really not a lot of issues. If I zoom in, which I don't know if this zooms in for y'all or not. Can I get a thumbs up if that zoomed in for everybody? But what you can see here, excellent, thank you, is that it didn't quite capture everything. I saw over here as well. It didn't quite delete it. The last one was a kind of a really nice clean background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here and click erase. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. Two different brushes. One quick selection that will delete everything or kind of capture what needs to be deleted. So if I click that, it didn't do well, right? So I can come back. I'll just Control Z, or I can click back up here if I wanted to do that. And I can go to the circle brush, and instead I can kind of navigate this a little bit better. If I had a lot of time, I could go in and really make this a perfect one, but I don't. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that. But that is number one. Removing backgrounds is huge for me. I love removing backgrounds. I use it all the time. I'll show you a couple examples here in a little bit. I'm going to go back to the home page here. And I'm going to remove an object from a photo. So let's see. I'm going to start from my content, and I'm going to pull up this really nice picture of Denny Chimes and the water tower in the back. But let's see. I'm going to go ahead and edit the original image, and I want to remove object. And so since I opened up an image, it went ahead and gave me these image options. And this will change depending on what you open up. And I'll show you that a little bit in a second. But so here we have, I want to click remove object. I can change the brush size to make it bigger. I can make it really small and really nuanced, but I'm going to try to remove this water tower here. So I'm just going to highlight it, go down here and click remove. You can see it says uses 1 credit. Everyone on campus has access to a premium version of Adobe Express that comes with a certain amount of credits. When you look at your profile here, it shows you how many credits you have left. So you have 2,000 credits, and I have used just a few of them. And it resets every year. It's going to reset here in about, let's see, 11 days. So that's great. As you can see, it did a pretty good job of removing that. And you can click through. I didn't highlight everything. That one added a funny little extra piece there. I can generate more, or I can discard and try again. And that is actually what I'm going to do. So let's discard. And I'm going to make sure that I get the entire water tower, including this stuff down here. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything again. Remove, it'll generate results. And it should come out pretty nicely. And of course, with every live demo, sometimes things take much longer than you expect. There we go. So this time it looks like it's generated some really nice options for us. Maybe we could touch up a little bit back here. I could generate a couple more. Maybe it'll show a little bit better. But as you can see, it did go ahead and get rid of every part of that I wanted to get rid of. Now, if I wanted to do this with a little bit harder photo, I'm going to go back and show you. Well, let's go to the photo section, and let's see. I'll go ahead and start from scratch because I don't see the option right now. I'm going to upload the media, and I'm going to do that family photo again. So let's edit this original image. Let's say that we've gotten in a big fight with this lady here on the end. We want to remove her, and I'll get rid of that. So this is going to show you that, it's not exactly like Photoshop's. It's not perfect. In Photoshop, you can do this, and it generates beautiful images. This one will do it really quick. But as you can see, the more complicated it gets, it went ahead and added a family member, a new one. Here we have 2 new family members, and they look a little wonky. So the removing object works really great for those smaller options, or removing a water tower, something a little bit simpler. But when you get into those really dynamic photos, it may not be the best option. But that is a really cool thing that you can do with Adobe Express. One that I have used in the past quite a bit, I'll go back to this photo section, is converting images to different types. I can't tell you how many times I've needed a JPEG and I've had a PNG, or vice versa, or SVG. And you can go in and convert to whatever you need. So I could browse photos and upload this PNG, or it was a JPEG, and immediately it has been turned into a PNG where I can download it and upload it wherever I need it to go. So exporting is as simple as that. It's already saved to my computer, and that is a perfect opportunity for editing photos like that. A lot of people around campus, they use QR code generator. And this is something that you can do directly in Adobe as well. So like I said, we all have access to this. And so you can add a URL to anything you'd like. So I'll do oit.ua.edu/Adobe day. Copy that, and we can turn it into a QR code immediately. You can choose different colors as well. You can choose styles, a border, whatever you would like. And then once it's been created, you can go ahead and add it to anything you'd like, or download it directly. So where you can just download this, or you can add it to a template. So we can create whatever we'd like from that QR code generator. But I know a lot of us use on campus qrcodegenerator.com, and this is a nice alternative to that. You can do it right here completely for free. You won't need to buy anything to be able to create QR codes. Another really cool thing we have here, just like everywhere else, is generative UI. Wow, excuse me, AI. And you can create all sorts of different things here. So say I want to create uh, a person presenting to a classroom on Adobe products. And I want the presenter to have brown hair. And so I'll go ahead and click generate. But what we can do, you can add, I'm going to go ahead and fix my typo. I'm sorry. You can add style references, composition references. You can choose the different ways that it's going to generate. You can also have a lot of different styles down here where you can kind of navigate and guide how you want this to generate. I'm going to go ahead and generate it automatically like this. This may take a little while. And while this is taking place, I want to say that I am running a competition today. So you can go in and use Adobe Express to create anything you'd like. All right, perfect. Here we go. I'll get back to the competition in a little bit. So here's a few different options, all of which are great options. And you can get more nitty gritty in the description to get more of what you need. It looks like they're not quite presenting on Adobe Express, but this is someone that is presenting to a class. This one in particular looks really good. So, we can go back and edit more. We can generate more. But what you can do is go ahead and take this, put it in a PowerPoint, put it wherever you need, where you need an image quickly and can't find what you want online. There's always issues with generating AI images, and it's really fun to find and work with it and make sure that you have it going correctly. But that is number 5 for me. Next is we also have a PDF editor built in directly into Adobe Express. So let me navigate to that. Now, this is a perfect opportunity to show you that if you can't find what you're looking for, you can always search for it here. So I want to edit a PDF. And so I typed in PDF. It gives you all the different options that it has here. I wanted to edit the PDF. And so I'm going to click here. I have a file ready to go of all of the OIT metrics that we had a couple years ago. So right now I've uploaded that. It's converting it. It has 8 pages in it. And what it's doing is it is preparing so I can go in and edit anything that I would like. So I can come in, say research is spelled wrong. I can say, I want to change this to outreach. I can change it there. I can go to any of these pages and edit anything inside this PDF document. I need that to be 17,000 instead. And this is just a great way to go in. And if you're not super comfortable editing PDFs, or you have a PDF that you need edited, you can take it into Adobe Express and edit it directly here. So that is another really cool thing you can do with Adobe Express. I hope you guys are seeing that the possibilities are just very limitless here. And I think it's really unique how many different things they've piled into this software. The next one that I was going to bring up is video editing. So you don't just need to work with flat, documents or images. You can also edit videos here. There's a lot of quick hits here. You can trim videos, you can make clips, resize a video, merge videos. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a video. This is a video of me skiing, and you can see I'm actually going really slow. I thought I was much faster than this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. And I don't want to send this to my friends or post it on social media until it looks like I'm faster. So what I can do is I could come here and speed it up. And now I'm going much faster than I was. You can see I also almost fell right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slow this back down while I edit the video. But I can come in here and I can find where I almost fell right there. And I don't want my friends to see that. So what I can do is go ahead and trim the video. And all I have to do is come here to these three dots here and click split. And then I'll fast forward to where I want it to pick back up, and I'll split it again, and I can delete that video. So if you came in for my 10 o'clock presentation with Roscoe on how to edit video with Premiere Pro, you'll see that he did do some of this. So this is some stuff that you could do right here in Adobe Express as well. If you have a video that doesn't need quite as much editing, you could go ahead and come in here and do it right there. So now I have a video that's much faster, um, and hopefully it gets rid of that fall. So not just photos, not just documents, but also video. So like I said, there's so many options with Adobe Express that you can get into. Um, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about how to navigate over here on this side. I know I'm running through it pretty quickly. Feel free to stop me if you'd like or ask any questions. But one thing I really love about this is the brands section. So I've gone ahead and built it out, but you can create any brands you would like. So when you are editing documents, you can go in and you'll already have a brand built for what you need. So what I've done is I went to brand.ua.edu and gone to the brand standards and taken the typography and the colors. I've taken my logo and I went ahead and uploaded it to Adobe Express in this brands section, so that anytime I'm editing a template, I can go in and I have all of my colors that are UA approved. I can have my fonts that are UA approved. Then I have my OIT logos as well. And that's going to lead us to really the coolest part about Adobe Express for me, which is all of the templates that they have available. Now, I work very quickly, and I am a team of one in OIT. And so I use the templates constantly to create images or flyers for the things that I need to work on. And so I can click in on any of these, and this doesn't look anything like what I would need for an OIT event. But because I have the brand available, I can come in and this background color isn't right. I'm going to need crimson. So I have my UA brand palette and go ahead and I can change that to crimson. Um, I want to change the fonts over to, I could do white, I could do gray. Let's go ahead and do this lighter gray. And now I'm already becoming a lot more on brand with UA. But this has nothing to do with anything for a UA. So let's go ahead and make it instead of volleyball. Oop, hang on. Instead of volleyball, we're going to go ahead and call that. Let's see. Are you going to let me click? You're really not going to let me click. All right, I need to ungroup. All right, this happens sometimes with these templates. So now I can come in and say Adobe Day. And I'm going to make this September 2026. This over here, think you've got what it takes. Let's say, think you can be creative. And we're going to go ahead and make that. Let's make it white. That looks perfect. And then again, this volleyball, we have nothing to do with volleyball here. So I'm going to change this to that cutout of Big Al that I made earlier. So I downloaded that cutout to my screen, to my computer. And now I have this beautiful picture of Big Al. And I need to make it a little bit bigger so that we can fit Big Al all the way in. So I'm going to uncrop it. And now I've got Big Al. No, he's kind of in the way of Adobe Day. So I'm going to come over here and I can drag him behind it. And now you really can't see Big Al well. So I'm just going to drag him down just a little bit. So again, here we go. We have something that we can edit over here. Let's go September 18th. And then we're going to change this to all day. And then let's make this, we're going to go back to this UA brand palette. And I can make it yellow. So let's go ahead and make it yellow. And then these, I don't need them. You don't always need things. You can go ahead and delete it. You know what? Let's go ahead and move Big Al over here, make him even bigger. And now I have something within minutes that I can use to promote Adobe Day. And I can go ahead and send this to everyone. I feel pretty good about this. I could come in and add something over here. And if I wanted to, you have a lot of resources that you can come in and add stuff with it. You can upload more photos. You can come look at their templates. They have all sorts of elements that you can add to it. If I wanted to add an icon, let's see, maybe I'll search creative. Perfect. So, all of these options here, you can come in and let's take this explosion. We're going to take this, let's go 90 degrees with it, make it a lot bigger, put it right here. And then what we can do is, once again, that's in the way. Let's just drag it to the very back. That fills up that space a lot better. And so this is an on-brand template that I made within 5 minutes that we can go ahead and use. And they have all sorts of templates. They have templates for everything, really. And, if you don't like this one, you can go in, you can look at their popular templates. You can go in and look at different options. They have trends. They have different industries in here. And this is really what I use constantly. I'll go ahead and show you in my stuff. This is where you find all the things that you've worked on. You can see I have stuff here that we've worked on recently for this presentation, but you can see I've built the advertisements for Adobe Day in here. I've built my fantasy football. Nico Collins is my main guy, so I built my logo for fantasy football here. I've put stuff from here onto OIT's website. So there's so many different things that I've used this for. You can see I used a template for our org-wide meeting a couple of times. It came from this and it got molded into something different. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can use Adobe Express to create really quick advertisement. This is great for people that have a really short staff that need things done quickly. And then finally, I have two more actually. One, again, great for small staffs. You can schedule your social media directly in Adobe Express. And not only can you create social media templates right here, you can come in and create social media and ads, and it has templates that you can use. But you can connect all of your social medias within Adobe Express, schedule it, and send them out directly from this calendar here. So it can be your one-stop shop for all social media. My last tip that I like to show, or my last thing that I like to show you guys, is that the Adobe Express, or excuse me, the Adobe Day website was built right here in Adobe Express. So you can click in, and if you go to oit.ua.edu/Adobe Day, you can see the finalized website. But what I've done here is I've created this big splash photo. If you don't have a photo, you can add a title and a subtitle. So I would add Adobe Day and my date. And you can scroll down, and it's all built just in block format. It's very similar to Wix or Squarespace, but it makes great landing pages for stuff like this. All you have to do, if I wanted to add more, I could pick a photo or a text or a button, anything I need. You can see up here, I have a split layout, and I could flip that if I wanted to. I can go back here. And anything I need to add, I can go ahead and add it right here and create a web page immediately. As soon as I'm done creating it, all I have to do is click share and then publish to web. It knows that I've made changes, so I could go ahead and click publish changes. I'm not going to because I don't know what all have changed. But all you have to do is click publish to web, and then right here it would say publish instead of unpublish. You can also see I've had 1,000 people view the website this year. There's also different options for publishing. And then there's just a lot of different ways that you can use Adobe Express. Like I said, I use it constantly. Pretty much every day I'm in Adobe Express editing documents or creating web pages. Um, and then, so those are my top 11. Removing a photo background, removing objects, photo type translators, QR code generator, generative AI, PDF editor, video editing, brands, templates, scheduling social media, and websites. That's my top 11. And so that is my overview of Adobe Express.